Okay, I just briefly wanted to get on and talk about persistence with depression. I have had a really rough, I call them crashes. So I had a crash the last week and a half where I was just, again, doing bare minimum work and bare minimum everything. I was still having extended naps in the day, but the crash was not as deep, as bad, as desperate. I didn't have any suicidal ideation, which is something that is almost always there in severe depression. And so to say that it's a linear recovery, I think anyone with depression knows that is not how that happens. But that overall the crashes get a little less desperate and the trajectory over time is linear, but it's a bit of a roller coaster, as you're going. So my therapist reminded me of this yesterday, and just, we were able to sort of celebrate, I guess, that it wasn't as bad a crash as it normally is. So I woke up yesterday with so much ease in my morning. I was able to get, a good 5 hours of day in before I started really dropping. I've been really deliberate about my morning routine. I get super easily distracted, but I've got that piece of paper there. So when I notice I'm distracted, I just go to that piece of my written out morning routine and say, oh, okay, where am I at? I'm supposed to make breakfast and take my meds. And right now I'm on the part of my day where I am able to walk my dog. So we're going to one of his favorite hikes, and I've got a little bit more time in my morning with work, and so we're gonna do a little bit longer of a hike, and I'm feeling good. And this is coming on the heels of a week and a half of feeling not good and really having to push and fight. And one additional note, I'm listening to a book called The Molecule of More, and the molecule of more is dopamine, right? Which is a big issue for those of us that are dealing with major depression. And so learning as much as possible about that hormone, about that neurotransmitter, is the intention with this book. I remember I'm listening to it, not reading it. I remember listening to it the first time and being really distracted. I guess kind of feeling like I already knew a lot of what it was saying, but I've heard it referenced so many times in addict circles and circles, like 12-step programs. And so I just wanted to listen again to see if I can listen with a little bit more focus and see if I can pick up anything that is helpful. I just think mostly it's really important for me to know why looking at my phone first thing in the morning is depleting dopamine and really working against me. So I just want to understand that more fully. So that's where we're at today. My dog definitely knows where we're at right now and is freaking out. His calm little version of freaking out, and so I am gonna go. But hang in there. If you're watching this and dealing with some deep depression, persistence is key. Persistence.